in the strength of the first Star Squadron in the US Army Air Force. There are no pointed interior schools sitting in the back. We're delighted to welcome aircraft from operators based in 9 countries to this event. The majority of the 23 aircraft that flew in have come all the way from the United States as part of the D-Day squadron. And they took one of the historic North Atlantic ferry routes across which so many C-47s were ferried from America to Europe during the Second World War. The en masse departure of the majority of the fleet took place from Oxford, Connecticut. They then went on to make refueling stops at Goose Bay in Newfoundland in Canada, and the Sassuaq in south of Greenland, and again at Reykjavik in Iceland, and on for a final stop at Prestwick on Scotland's west coast before making the journey down here. They began arriving from the 21st of May onwards, and we completed the fleet of 23 2 days ago when the Swedish Flygande Veterana machine arrived to make up the final aircraft in the European contingent.
The musette bag, after we get down, just flip it back over our back.
I need to take a photo of it. That way
Just our little pack.
being a photographer myself.
No, sir. We've got our parachutes still inside. We'll gear up with those. Yes, sir. We'll have a reserve and our regular main canopy. Yeah, we realized that most of the American paratroopers were, when they jumped like Holland, they knew they were jumping so low that the reserve wasn't going to do them any good, so they jumped without it.
About 4 seconds or something.
Right, but we jumped from 12,000 feet, and that's too much of me screaming on the way down without a reserve. So,
Yeah, exactly.
You know. 600? Yes, sir.
I wanted to do the Geronimo, you know.
Yes. Right.
It's good to meet you.
It's an honor to meet you, sir. God bless you. Fun day. We've got to get it going.
70 feet service gentlemen of D-Day. I'd like to give that to you.
Thank you.
And on the back is the logo of the aircraft that will be flying over the channel today.
He did
Thank you, sir.
Operation Boston.
For you,
It's the
sir.
biggest airborne invasion of the world.
Yeah, that's your collection.
Hi, sir. It's nice to meet you. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you very much, Jim. I won't forget it.
Nice meeting you, sir. Thank you for what you've done for us.
Not at all. Great pleasure to share time with you, sir. Thank you most kindly for what you did all those years ago.
I'm really proud of you. Come on.
No, not at all, sir. No more than we can be. We owe you a great debt. Thank you very kindly. Pleasure meeting you, sir. It's a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you, sir.
All the best.
Thank you very kindly.
God bless you, sir.
Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
1,500 feet. 1,500 feet.
You
guys just how high jump, yeah?
600 somewhere shoot down.
Correct. Yes, sir. Thank you. God bless. Wish you could be there too. Pardon me?
It's a landing page job.
About 200. About 200 of us.
200.
Unless you're ready to leave.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. God bless you. Appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Go ahead, you're famous.
Okay.
From there to Colchester, such an important location for the British Army, well deserving of an overflight. Onwards to Southend through the overhead of Southend Airport, then to Maidstone, to Eastbourne, and across the Channel, coasting in at Le Havre. The altitude for the whole trip intended to be at 1,400 feet, and then the non-paratrooping aircraft will head straight off to Caen Airport, scene of the Dakota Normandy events over the next few days, while the Paratroopers make their way to what was in 1944 Drop Zone Kilo, near the village of Sanaville. For both civil and military users, these remarkable aeroplanes have remained relevant. Look at the Basler BT-67 turboprop conversions that, alongside their radial engine brethren, continue to fly on throughout the world. And it lacked double cargo door. And it was in those configurations that C-47s and C-53s, known to the British and Commonwealth forces as the Dakota, came to be used in all major theatres of World War II. They flew over the hump, over the Himalayas, between India and China. They flew in the jungles of the Far East. We've been talking about everything they did on D-Day, towing gliders, dropping paratroops, and so forth. They went on performing those roles throughout the rest of the invasion of occupied Europe, and much, much more. Then, 1948, the Soviets blockaded surface routes into the city of Berlin, and that potential flashpoint was averted by the efforts not least of C-47s and RAF Dakotas. The Berlin airlift between 1948 and 49, yet another of the heroic operations on which these aircraft flew in such numbers. And we commemorate the 70th anniversary of the end of the Berlin airlift this year as well. Thank you very much indeed, everyone. The aircraft have been fueled, they've been crewing up. Those initial 10 that are going to be taking off with parachutists aboard have been getting them loaded, and shortly we're about to witness a spectacle not seen on airfield in the UK for many years in terms of these sheer numbers. And to enjoy the sound as much as the sight, as the cacophony of 14-cylinder Pratt & Whitney R1830 Twin Wasp radial engines burst into life. One of the aircraft has Wright R1820 Cyclones, and another, our Hungarian guests on the Lizunov Li-2, a pair of Shvetsov Ash 62s. The sound of them firing up together will be quite something.
All Dakota, I suggest you start up now, please. Very common.
To show your appreciation and your grateful thanks to everybody who was involved in making that remarkable spectacle come together. Well, we counted them all out, and in about 90 minutes or so time, they'll be counting them all into Normandy. I make it 21 C-47s, C-53s, C-41s, DC-3s and Lee-2s airborne to Normandy.
We're just running with the last Dakota.